James, what's 311?
311 is a combination of computer systems and processes and customer service operations that allow cities to provide services to the constituents in a way that they normally haven't focused. Typically, the focus has been on getting the work done in a department and have been work order and task oriented, but now the focus through 311 is on customer service.
And what's the difference between this kind of service, public service, and a traditional or commercial contact center?
Well, public contact centers are primarily inbound, where constituents are calling to ask a question or request that a service be provided. And the 311 contact center does not really handle fulfillment of the service. Fulfillment of the service comes in when the contact center creates a service request that goes over to the department.
What are you doing about social media?
Okay. Social media is pretty new to 311s. Over the last couple of years, 311s have wholeheartedly embraced social media. You could find a 311 call center, say, for instance, Miami-Dade 311. They have Facebook pages, they have Twitter feeds, they have their own 311 apps that can be used, and so very similar to Miami-Dade, many 311s are trying to engage in social media as another way to work closely with their constituents.
What's your opinion about how must be the service in public sector?
Wow, that's a loaded question. The issue for public sector to date has been the concept of customer service has really been, at least from constituents' perspective, a myth. Governments have the reputation of getting around to it when they can get around to it. Constituents have complained that if I call to have something fixed, it'll take weeks, maybe months, and there's really been no service levels established. What 311s have done is help create that service level agreement, and now, coupled with performance management, cities are being held accountable for fulfilling those requests according to the service level agreement.
And please tell us about a success story about in the last the last months about service.
Well, actually, I would say one of the probably great success stories has been how cities up and down the East Coast of the United States have responded to Hurricane Sandy using their 311s with social media. You'll find that from Miami-Dade County all the way up to New York City and even up to the city of Boston, constituents were able to get a lot of information. They were able to make some very clear, consistent complaints, and even in the aftermath, they were able to find resources and band together to provide assistance to others via their 311 call centers.
And do you have this 311 in all United States or only some states?
There's about 300 311s in the United States and Canada. They're usually at a local community level. So, for instance, it could be a small city that might have 4, 5, or 6 agents. They may not even have the 311 number. They may be using a 10-digit number, but they follow the 311 concept. Or it may be a large city like New York City with a few hundred agents operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. More and more cities are looking for ways to get involved in 311.
How different is the profile of the agent of a call center like this and the others?
That's a very interesting question. 311 wants to have high-quality customer service agents and very often look to get their agents out of the commercial environment. However, as is often the case with cities, cities are strapped for funds, and when a 311 call center is created, other call-taking operations around the city are consolidated, which basically frees the city up to release those people or focus those people on other work. However, sometimes what cities do is they take the folks that have been doing the switchboard work and bring them over to the call center. And so a major effort has to be made to bring up the professionalism of those contact center agents that did not come from a commercial environment.
And how are people using the channels, the different channels for public services?
Okay. Well, 311 call centers, as I said, are primarily inbound. If you look at 311 Twitter feeds, what they tend to do now is some very mundane things. A citizen will contact 311 through the Twitter feed to report that there's a problem. I don't know, a dead animal on the road. 311 will respond to that problem and via the Twitter feed notify the citizen that the animal has been picked up. So it's a really transactional sort of way that's being used today mostly. But when you have events like Hurricane Sandy, then there's a dual communication back and forth between citizens and 311. And in fact, a lot of 311's information will be retweeted from one citizen to the next. And so that gives it a broadcast sort of perspective.
In a way, all depends of the situation.
It depends on the situation, absolutely.
Is it your first time in this event?
This is my first time at the 4th Global Contact Forum. I would love to come back again. I was really impressed by the presenters. There was a lot of good information that was given. I actually wanted to incorporate a lot of information that the other presenters had given out into my own presentation, but didn't have time to do it. But the reference points were so on target. Things that they stated were things that I knew I wanted to state in my presentation also.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Mexico. Mexico City needs a 311.
Oh, yes, sure. Thank you.
Thank you.